Very good evening to all of you. On the second day of presentation, session 3, I am going to deal with the topic comparative study of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan and Sri Arbindo's educational philosophy. This is my academic information, and these are some major points which I will discuss in my presentation. So let's begin with the introduction of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. He was a prominent Indian philosopher, educator, and statesman, played a significant role in shaping India's intellectual and educational landscape in the 20th century. He was born on September 5th, 1888 in Tiruttani, which is now in Tamil Nadu, India. He made many important contributions in the field of education and wrote more than 16 books on philosophy in his career. He was awarded the Supreme Award of India, a Bharat Ratna, for his outstanding contributions to education and politics, and his birthday is celebrated as Teachers' Day. He also represents India on global level. He works as a from 1949 to 1952. He represented India as its ambassador in Moscow, Russia, and including he was a president of the work committee of the organization called UNESCO. So, educational philosophy of Dr. Radhakrishnan. Radhakrishnan's philosophy was rooted in a Advaita Vedant, a kind of idealistic philosophy. Radhakrishnan's educational ideas are blend of idealism and pragmatism. He followed the both idealism and practicality in his philosophy, and according to him, aim of education is to bring the change in our society. He sees education as tool for bringing about social, economic, and cultural change in society. He didn't love knowledge for knowledge's sake, but he wanted knowledge for its practical utility. His educational philosophy is based on the principles of universal love and humanity, mutual help, and cooperation, self-sacrifice, and self-abnegation. So, according to him, a main aim of education is to bring a change in our society, and according to him, only the right kind of education will help to remove the problems in our society. His philosophical ideas are reflected in his writings. Uh, uh, in his writings like Indian philosophy, there are two volumes of this book: Search for the Truth, Religion and Culture, Spirit of Religion, Religion and Society, East and West Religion. In Essential of Psychology, Radhakrishnan highlights the fundamental aspects of educational theory. I quote, "The basis of educational theory is psychology. Education has for its aim the complete and harmonious development of the different functions of men. Most of those are and how they develop are problems of psychology. Every educator must have a full knowledge of the nature of the mind, which it is his business to bring into fullness and maturity. A knowledge of a child mind is therefore necessary for a teacher. Again, any method of teaching opposed to psychological principle is false. Psychology thus affords no negative touchstone of the true method of teaching." And his educational philosophy plays a pivotal role in preserving, enriching, and transmitting and adapting a country's culture. So, according to him, true education helps our society to bring changes. So now differences between the philosophy of Radhakrishnan and Sri Aurobindo. There are many similarities also, but Radhakrishnan mostly focuses on a character development and a culture, while Aurobindo is more focused on a physical development and a spirituality. So Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan's philosophy focused on blended idealism and pragmatism, emphasized character development, promoted values like love, truth, and goodness, valued culture as a means of personal transformation, advocate character development for nationalism. And Sri Arbindo's philosophy focused on the spiritual development and personal development, emphasized culture enriched by spirituality, and proposed national education to aid national integration. Here is the educational philosophy of Sri Aurobindo. So, as I said, that he mostly focused on a spirituality. So the central principle of his philosophy is to awaken each individual as a spiritual being. It connects education to life's truth and the child's self mastery. Arbindo's philosophy classifies human nature into five aspects: the physical, the mental, the psychic, and the spiritual. This classification corresponds to five dimensions of education: physical education, vital, mental, psychic, and spiritual education. So he mostly believed in spirituality. So he believes that every human should follow the four ashram stages in their life. So his core objective was the gradual spiritualization of society, highlights the significance of spiritual discipline. According to him, physical development and holiness are the chief aims of education. For the unity of India, nationalism is very important aim of education. So, according to him, nationalism is a very important in education, and it's based on his philosophy is based on integralism. It is a synthesis of idealism, realism, pragmatism, and spiritualism. So these are the comparison of philosophy of Sri Aurobindo and Dr. Radhakrishnan. So now let's discuss NEP 2020. This is National Education Policy, and according to Education Ministry, this policy tries to follow the aim of Dr. Radhakrishnan. So here are the list of the aim of NEP 2020. Uh, though government says that he tried to follow the aims of Dr. Radhakrishnan, but in reality, when we observed our education system, we can see that there are many or we can say that our education system is mostly based on job oriented education rather than the focus is on spiritual development or character development. So in reality, there are so many people, so many children who are not able to study. So here are the examples. Like a rural development ministry data shows that over 14% of villages in India don't have any schools. So these are the realities of our education system. And if we talk about the Gujarat, there are 900 government primary schools in Gujarat functions with just one teacher. And most of classroom are in a poor state. So here we can see that in school there are no teachers, and another side that TET pass candidates are protest against the Gnan Sahayak Yojana and asking for a permanent job. So these are the reality of our education systems, and though government says that we are trying to aim of Radha Krishnan, but in reality we can see the other situations. These are the references. Thank you. Now I'm open for question answers.
Nancy, how can teaching value in our school help make a society better and solve our problems we can face today?
So education on a basis of value, like Dr. Radhakrishna also suggested education value basis like a character development. If we teach student moral things and teach them to respect each other, so we can find changes in our society. Teachers are making of new generations. So if they can build good citizens of nation and the society, then we can this value we can say that this valuable education help to remove the problems of our society.
Means in what way can we adapt these educational ideas to meet the needs of the 21st century?
Okay. So, if we really want to adapt this idea in contemporary times, so first we have need to build a school with good facilities and give jobs to the teacher, and then we have to focus on technology based education and skill based education rather than just degree or a job oriented education. So, this how we can adapt this idea in contemporary time. Thank you.